ready to get things started. You
Yes.
you tell me what, and I'll pass it and get it in
Okay,
here.
we're going to cream the sausage with some brown sugar.
Okay, I'll put the sausage in first. And then I've got the brown sugar that's going to go in. Now, do I put all the brown sugar in at once, Peggy?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. A little bit of it stuck there. Let's see if I can't get the rest of this out. Because you know it's the brown sugar that makes it sweet. You won't get all that. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, a mixer that you have at your house is fine. This just happens to be the only size.
This is the mixer you have in your house.
Yes.
This is wonderful. Now, I'll bet you've made a lot of cakes in this.
Yes, I have.
Okay. Now we need a little bit of the coffee.
Yes, the coffee with the baking soda in it is ready to go.
Okay.
And as we go, we're going to mix each item.
Now this just makes a regular size cake. It's a 2-layer cake. Okay.
Actually, if you use 8-inch pans, you can make a 3-layer out of it, or you can use 2 9-inch layers. Just depending on what, or you could do a 10-inch cake layer.
Now we're putting in our flour.
And our raisins.
And our raisins, our flour covered raisins. Okay. Now we have our liquid in there, which is our coffee. We've
Yes.
got our flours, our raisins, all of our spices in there.
Sausage.
All right. How could I forget the sausage? And the sausage is in there. So this is going to be really good.
As you can see, it's a thick batter.
Yes, it is. This is going to be some kind of cake. And, you know, I'll bet a lot of people thought that we call it sausage cake, but there's no sausage really in that cake. It's
We
something
sure
else.
fooled them, didn't
Yes,
we?
we did. Okay. Got it all. Let's get a good picture of that batter.
I was trying to get it off so he could look down in there at the batter.
Good.
And then we're going to put it in the pan.
All right. Now, Peggy, we've got it all mixed up
Yes.
together, and you're going to spoon it into the pan
Yes. You know, like I said, it's a thick batter.
here. Uh-huh. Very thick. Now, I know you said that when your grandmother made this recipe, she actually baked this cake in a wood-burning oven.
My
stove.
great-grandmother.
Great-grandmother.
In a wood-burning stove in the oven, and I'm sure the temperature would be, I'd say maybe 250. And it took hours for her to bake this. So I have found that with this being such a thick, heavy batter, that in a regular oven, I usually turn it down to about 300 and set the timer for 45 minutes and just keep checking it. You know, when the toothpick comes out clean, just like any cake that you bake, you know it's done.
it's done.
But if you put this batter in an oven too hot, because this happened to me when I first started doing this, the cake will be done on the outside and raw in the middle. So,
That's not a good cake, is it?
and maybe that's why there's sausage in here, to help the moisture of the cake.
Hold the moisture in. Yeah.
So the cake will be good and
Because of
moist.
the length of time. Well, I have to tell you this, Peggy. We had the dessert auction, the Channel
Yes.
6 annual dessert auction this year, and you donated one of the sausage, well, the only sausage cake that we had.
Yes.
And the lady who actually got the cake was really, she was just so surprised at how wonderful
Oh,
it
that's
was.
great.
Yes.
That's great.
Just wonderful.
Well, I don't have my great-grandmother, grandmother, or my mother with me anymore, but I know they would be tickled to death to hear that.
To hear, yes, and to hear that you're keeping the tradition going on
Yes.
for the holidays, for Christmas, and
Yes.
any other special occasion, that you're making this wonderful sausage cake.
And it's ready to go in the oven.
Ready to go in the oven.
So we'll put it on the top shelf, and we will set the timer for 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And in the meantime, we're going to have a piece of the 2-layer cake with the icing.
Sounds great. Peggy, this cake looks wonderful. Now tell me about, I know you've got a special icing on it as well.
Yes, it's just a caramel icing, a homemade caramel icing like you would put on a jam cake.
Okay.
But I do a caramel icing that you don't cook on the stove. I just melt the butter, put it in a mixing bowl, stir it up, and put it on the cake.
Okay. So you've got your special cake, your special icing.
Yes.
And now it's ready.
Tell me what you think.
It's ready for the taste. Okay. Well, I don't want to get too much icing on
I'm not
mine.
an icing person either. that's
Well,
why.
I don't want it to ruin the taste for me. It's not bad at all, Peggy. It's different from what I had expected.
It's kind of like a fruit cake, jam cake.
And I don't taste sausage at all. Are you sure we put the sausage in here?
It's sausages in there.
If I hadn't put it in there myself.
You wouldn't know the sausage is in there, would
No,
you?
you wouldn't. You wouldn't know it at all.
And if you'll notice, the raisins are all over the cake. They're
Yes,
not in
they
the
are.
bottom.
They're everywhere. This is wonderful. This is really good. We've got a slice here for our cameraman,
Yes.
so that he can get some. But this is really a very interesting recipe with an interesting name and a
And-
very good cake. Very good cake. Thank you so much for making
Thank
this
you.
for us.
Thank you.
And we hope that that all of our viewers' holidays is good.
Yes, we do.
And that they have special recipes that
That's right.
they're going to make this holiday too for their friends
And
and
carry
families.
on the family tradition.
Yes, indeed, family traditions. Well, let's to family traditions.
Yes.
Delicious.